Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. Happy Friday to all. It is August 14th. Looking back at yesterday, terrible day. The terrible week overall continues, man. Since last Friday to now, it's not been a good few days. Yesterday, the Cubs did us in. Then after that, we needed the over in that Field of Dreams game. We needed the over 8.5 total runs. Finishes exactly at 8 runs. My goodness, it has not been good. Trying to shake this funk off. Cannot dwell on the negativity. We gotta keep pushing, and you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate. No, we don't. We got a 14 game slate of baseball. The Phillies and the Twins actually have off, so only 14 games on schedule here today. Guys, Outliers Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. First game up, we got the Cardinals in Chicago taking on the Cubs. We got Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. We got Clay Holmes on the mound for the Cubs. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Matthew Liberatore on the mound for the Cardinals. This guy has really been struggling for St. Louis this season. 5.15 ERA, 150 whip, really struggles with the command, walks a bunch of batters, not to mention has a very high hard hit rate. He saw this Cubs lineup about a week and a half ago. In that game, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs. Not to mention this Cubs team, they got shut out yesterday, but in the last 2 weeks, in the last 30 games played, they've been very good. In the last 2 weeks, they've kept up that pace. Not to mention this lineup is going to be featuring 5 right-handed bats. Liberatore does struggle with righties. You got guys like Bregman and Suzuki in the lineup swinging the bat really well. They have very good numbers versus left-handed pitching. I see Liberatore coming out here today having that same start he had last week against the Cubs. Going 4 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to this Cardinals bullpen, their tax coming into it. Not to mention they're a very bad bullpen overall. I see the arms coming out the pen here today, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Clay Holmes on the mound for the Cubs. Made his first start back. Well, you know what? It was his first start for the Cubs. It was also his first start back from injury. Has not pitched in the majors in 2.5 months. Got rocked in that game last week. Gave up 4 runs, but here today, looking at the matchup form, he's going to be seeing a Cardinals lineup. They had a very good offensive series against the Phillies, but looking at the overall matchup breakdown for Holmes, for one, I'm not expecting the Cubs to leave him out there past the 5th inning. Even if he goes out there and pitches 5 shutout innings, they'll probably take him out. Not trying to have him throw him right back into the fire right away, trying to work him back slowly. Overall, looking at the matchup breakdown for him here today, he actually matches up very well against this Cardinals lineup. Do have a few guys that can get to him like Burleson and Weatherholt, but other than that, I don't see him having a problem with this lineup here today. I can see him coming out, like I said, still working his way back, still struggling with the command. We saw that in the first start. I can see him going about 5 innings, giving up 2 runs here today. Before we get to the back end of the Cubs bullpen, they're in a really good spot to come in, take over, possibly give up another run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this game, a bit more on the pitcher friendly side. It's going to be close to 80 degrees, about 6 to 7 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I do like them on the run line. The game total set at 8. Oddly enough, I got this a 5-3 game for the Cubs. I got it finishing exactly at 8. To be safe, I would lean the over just in case one of these bullpens have a blow-up day, so I would lean the over 8. For the player prop, I'm taking Seihei Suzuki of the Cubs for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Marlins in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. We got Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. We got Chase Burns on the mound for the Reds. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. This guy's been having a really good season for Miami. Since the All-Star break, he's continued that pace. In his last 3 starts, he's pitched a combined 20 innings, giving up no runs. Not to mention, he's really got the command down. The walk rate has dropped. He is a sinker ball pitcher. The hard hit rate continues to drop as well for Sandy. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Reds lineup very inconsistent offensively. They put up 9 runs yesterday, got to Davis Martin. The game before that, they got shut out by Luis Castillo. This is a very inconsistent offense. Remember the series before that against the Athletics, they were barely scraping by. Here today, looking at the matchup for Sandy, for one, he does struggle a bit in his road starts, has much better splits at home. Not to mention, he's going to be seeing a Reds lineup that does hit the sinker very well. Fortunate thing for Sandy Alcantara, this lineup does feature primarily right-handed bats, 6 righties in the lineup projected here today, so that is something that's going to work in his favor. Not to mention, does have decent strikeout stuff. This Reds team, the strikeout numbers continue to go up for them. Overall, I could see Sandy coming out here today having a quality start, going about 6 innings, giving up a run or 2. Before we get to this Marlins bullpen, Tax coming into it, really don't like the arms available for Miami here today. They are the X factor for me in this game. I do see the arms coming out the pen for Miami here today, coming in this game, giving up another 3, if not 4 runs. On the other side, we got Chase Burns. This guy's been really good this season. Cy Young caliber stuff. He did get rocked in a few of his starts since the All-Star break, but overall, really good starting pitcher here today. He's going to be seeing a Marlins offense. We saw them get shut out yesterday. They're down their best bat in Kyle Stowers still. I see this team I'm struggling to get to Chase Burns here today. He has lethal strikeout stuff, not to mention the fastball sits at 100. This Marlins lineup does not hit the fastball in that velocity. They've been really struggling to hit those higher velocity fastball pitchers this year. I see him coming out, Chase Burns coming out here today, dominating, going about 7 innings scoreless, if not possibly giving up a run. Before we get to the back end of this Reds bullpen, there's Tax coming into it. Bunch of arms got used up in the series in Chicago. I see the arms available here today coming in this game, giving up another run or 2. This game is going to be out in Cincinnati. It's going to be a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. The wind is blowing in, but it's like 3 to 4 miles per hour. Ballpark Pal does have this game projected with a plus 20 home run percentage. Let's get to the picks. The Reds are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Red Sox in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. We got Jake Bennett on the mound for the Red Sox. We got Bubba Chandler on the mound for the Pirates. All right, getting into this one here, we got Jake Bennett on the mound for the Red Sox. This guy's been really serviceable for Boston this season, really surprising as well. Started off when they first brought him up, started off getting rocked in all of his starts, but ever since the month of July began, he's had like a month and a half worth of work where he's looked very serviceable, going out there, giving the Red Sox 6 innings, only giving up 2 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup, bottom 5 offense in the last 30 games played. Not to mention a bottom 5 offense versus left-handed pitching. Jake Bennett is a guy that pitches for a lot of contact, has a very low hard hit rate, seeing this Pirates offense that he matches up very well against. I'm expecting Bennett to come out here today, have a really good game, go about 5-6 innings where he gives up a run. Before we get to the back end of the Red Sox bullpen, they were able to rest a lot of their arms yesterday. They're coming to this game with a bullpen advantage in my opinion. I like the back end of this Red Sox bullpen to come in this game here today and shut down this Pirates lineup. On the other side, we got Bubba Chandler on the mound. This guy's been so inconsistent for Pittsburgh this season. He's looked decent since the break. He's in his last 5 starts. He has an ERA sitting at 2.75. The whip is still high, still sitting close to 135. That's because of the walk rate. That's the big knock on Bubba Chandler. Has very good strikeout stuff. It's just the walk rate. Also can struggle with left-handed bats. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Red Sox lineup. The offense in the last week has just gone quiet. They had a good game yesterday against Max Scherzer, but overall in the last week, they really didn't do nothing with the terrible Athletics pitching staff. I can see Bubba Chandler coming out having a good game. He does have lethal strikeout stuff. That's something that's going to work in his favor. This Red Sox lineup since the month of August began, strikeout numbers have really been going up. I see him coming out here today having a good game, going about 5-6 innings where he gives up 2 runs. Before we get to the back end of this Pirates bullpen, slightly taxed coming into it. I do see the arms available for the Pirates coming in this game late after Bubba leaves, giving up another 2 runs. Looking at the weather in this game, it's a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We have a small gust of wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Red Sox are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Adelaide Rutschman of the Red Sox for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the White Sox in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got Sean Newcomb on the mound for the White Sox. We got Jackson Jobe on the mound for the Tigers. Alright, getting into this game here, we have Sean Newcomb on the mound for the White Sox. This is a bullpen arm. He's probably going to go 1 time through the lineup, which means this is going to be a bullpen day for the White Sox. The only problem is yesterday after Davis Martin got ejected, they have to use Eric Fetty, who is their bulk relief guy that comes out the pen. That means they got no long relief guy here today. I don't know who's going to be available for the White Sox after Newcomb leaves. this game for once gonna set the White Sox back in this series. The fact that they're gonna have to go so deep into their bullpen here today, with it already being so taxed. Overall, looking at the matchup breakdown, I can see this Tigers lineup, who's been swinging the bat really well in the last 2 weeks, having a good offensive showing here today. My overall breakdown with Newcomb in the arms I could see potentially being available, all guys with ERA sitting close to 5, if not above 5. I see them giving up a bunch of runs. I see the Tigers not having a difficult time here today. I see at least 5 to 6 runs being put up by the Detroit Tigers. On the other side, we got the young pitcher Jackson Jobe on the mound. Made his first start last week, looked dominant, pitched 5 shutout innings against the Giants, but here today, he's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup stacked with left-handed bats. This is a team that has high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. Jackson Jobe does throw a good fastball, but can be a bit over-reliant on the fastball. Seeing a lineup stacked with lefties down in the minors, he did struggle a bit more with left-handed bats than righties, so I'm expecting him here today have a rough outing. Not the same game like he had against the Giants last week. I see the polar opposite. I see him going about 5 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Detroit Tigers bullpen, X factor in my opinion, once Jobe leaves this game, from the 7th to 6th inning on, the Tigers going to have a huge advantage. I see the arms coming out the pen here today for Detroit, possibly giving up another run, if not shutting down this White Sox lineup. Looking at the weather in this one, a bit more neutral in my opinion. It's close to 80 degrees, wind blowing from side to side. Here in Detroit, that usually favors the pitcher. Let's get to the picks. The Tigers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total is set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Spencer Torkelson of the Tigers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Nationals in New York taking on the Mets. We got Alvarez on the mound for the Nats. We got Stock on the mound for the Mets. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the left-handed pitcher Andrew Alvarez on the mound for the Nationals. This guy's been really good this season. 3.76 ERA, 135 whip. The reason the whip is high because of that walk rate. Does struggle with the command at times, but he does get saved. He is a sinker ball pitcher, does get saved from the walks by that ground ball rate. Has a very high ground ball rate, gets him into a lot of double plays, saves him in a lot of innings. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Mets lineup since the month of August begun. This is a top 10 offense, not to mention this team is very good versus left-handed pitching. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for Alvarez, for one, this Mets lineup saw a pitcher very similar to Alvarez a few days ago, and Martin Perez, they got shut up by him. But looking at the 2 big factors that's different for Alvarez from Perez is the control. Like we talked about, the walk rate is high. This Mets lineup is capable of drawing a lot of walks in games, not to mention that hard hit rate. The hard hit rate for Alvarez is much higher than Martin Perez. This Mets lineup has very good slugging numbers versus left-handed pitching. I see Alvarez coming out here today having a mediocre start, going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to the Nationals bullpen, they're actually in a good spot as far as availability goes. They were able to rest a few arms, but still a trash bullpen overall. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Robert Stock on the mound. This guy got rocked in his first start last week against, well, it was his second start, but it was the first time he pitched more than 3 innings. Went against the Pirates, a terrible offense, got rocked, gave up like 6-7 runs in that game. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Nationals lineup. This Nationals offense, we were talking about it in yesterday's video. They continue to be surprising, despite getting rid of Garcia, Meade, and there being no Wood, who is their best bat. This team offensively continues to be really productive, puts up 3 runs or more in the last 6 games played. Here today, looking at the matchup for the guy Stock, I do not like this spot for him. For one, he's a lower velocity pitcher. The fastball sitting at 96 miles per hour. He's very dependent on the fastball, throws it 37% of the time. That's not good for him. Not to mention the command, even dating back to the minors, was very high. Walk rate, I should say. The command wasn't good. The walk rate was very high in the minors. Saw the first 2 appearances as well for Stock. I do not like this spot for him here today. I do see him coming in this game. Stock pitching about 3 innings, giving up 2 to 3 runs. Before we get to the Mets bullpen, they continue to surprise me. Since they traded all their best arms, all these young minor leaguers came into the bullpen. They've been really surprising coming in the games, giving up runs or 2 here, but not having blow-up spots. Looking at the arms available for the Mets here today, I do like this spot here today for them. I see the arms coming out the Mets bullpen coming in this game, giving up another run, but nothing too crazy. Looking at the weather in this game, 12 to 13 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond, the lowest rated offensive game on the schedule here today. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Washington Nationals on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking CJ Abrams of the Nationals for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Padres in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Michael King on the mount for the Padres. We got Gavin Williams on the mount for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Michael King on the mount for the Padres. This guy's been really good for San Diego this season. 3.37 ERA, 117 whip. The big knock on Michael King, he does struggle with the command. He can walk a bunch of batters in some of his starts, just like what we talked about it with Alvarez with the Nationals. The one thing that saves Michael King, he's a sinker ball pitcher that has a very high ground ball rate. So when he's walking batters, he gets a lot of double plays. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Guardians lineup loaded with left-handed bats. Michael King does struggle a bit with lefties. We did see this Guardians team get shut out yesterday by Kaider Montero. Montero it's the same type of archetype pitcher as Michael King, sinker ball pitcher. The one thing I like about Michael King, for one, Michael King is a overall higher caliber pitcher than Montero, but he has much better strikeout stuff. Seeing a Guardians lineup that's been striking out a lot in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I see Michael King coming out here today having a really good game, going about 6 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to a Padres bullpen, they were off yesterday. Their whole back end of this pen is rested. I like the arms available for the Padres to come in this game here today, shut down this Guardians lineup. On the other side, we got Gavin Williams. This guy continues to be really good for Cleveland. One of the best strikeout pitchers in the majors. The one knock on Gavin Williams is his hard hit rate. Has a very high hard hit rate. Not to mention he struggles with lefties. He's going to be seeing a Padres lineup. Only 4 left-handed bats in the lineup. That's something that should benefit him. This Padres team does not strike out a lot. They're actually a patient lineup. They do draw a lot of walks. That's something that's going to work against Gavin Williams, I should say. Not to mention, like I said, the hard hit rate. This Padres lineup in the last 30 games, top 10 offense overall. I see Williams having a quality start here today, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to the Guardians bullpen, the X factor in my opinion, their tax coming into it. I do not like the arms available late for the Guardians. I see the arms coming out the pin here today for the Guardians coming in this game, giving up another 2 to 3 runs. This game is out in Cleveland. The weather's going to be a bit neutral. I don't really think it's going to affect anything. We got a small gust of wind blowing from side to side, 80 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the San Diego Padres on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Jackson Merrill of the Padres for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Yankees in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. We got Garrett Cole on the mount for the Yankees. We got Shane Bieber on the mount for the Blue Jays. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Garrett Cole on the mount for the Yankees. This guy's been really good for New York this year. In his last 5 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 175, whip sitting at 118. The 2 big knocks on Garrett Cole, for one, is the command. Some games he'll come out there, just can't find the strike zone for no rhyme or reason either. He'll just have like a bad start. The other big knock on Garrett Cole is the hard hit rate. The hard hit rate's currently sitting at 42%. Does struggle a bit with lefties. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays lineup projected to have 7 right-handed bats in the lineup. Really no lefties that he's going to have to worry about. Not to mention this Blue Jays lineup does strike out a bit. If Garrett Cole could come out here today, work the case, I can see him having a really quality start. Going about 6 innings where he gives up a run. Before we get to the back end of the Yankees bullpen, they're actually in a decent spot. Not to mention this Yankees bullpen in the last 30 games played is a top 5 bullpen overall. I like the arms available for the Yankees to come in this game here today. Possibly give up another run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Shane Bieber on the mount. Ever since he's come back, I mean, he's had 1 or 2 decent starts, but overall has not been good. Struggles with left-handed bats. This is a guy that really never struggled with lefties in his career. This season, lefties are torching Shane Bieber. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup stacked with left-handed bats in the last 2 weeks. This Yankees lineup's been really good versus right-handed pitching. I'm expecting him to come out here today and get to Bieber. My overall breakdown for him, he goes about 4 to 5 innings, gives up 3 runs. Before we get to the Blue Jays bullpen, Tax coming into it. Scherzer didn't go too deep in that game yesterday. They really had to go into their pen. I do not like this spot here today for them. The arms available, I see coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs. Looking at the weather, well, it's up in Toronto. No weather to really affect anything. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Ben Rice of the Yankees to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Diamondbacks in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Brandon Pfaadt on the mount for the Diamondbacks. We got Chris Sale on the mount for the Braves. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Brandon Pfaadt on the mount for the Diamondbacks. This guy's been really good, surprising actually for the Diamondbacks up to this point. In his last 3 starts, he has an ERA sitting at 2.70. But when I look at the teams he's played, saw the Padres, that's a decent offense, saw the Pirates, terrible offense, then saw the Dodgers when they were doing absolutely nothing offensively. Here today, in my opinion, he's going to see a step up in competition. This Braves lineup offensively is much better in their home games. Not to mention they're stacked with left-handed bats. Brandon Pfaadt does struggle a bit with lefties. He does have a hard hit rate sitting at 36%. Last season, this was a guy that had a hard hit rate sitting at 52%. Do I expect him to keep pitching at this good pace, or do I expect a regression? I personally expect a regression. Seeing a very good lineup here today. You got Ronald Acuna back, swinging the bat very well. I'm projecting this to be a blow-up spot for Brandon Pfaadt here today. I can see him going about 5 innings, giving up 3 to 4 runs. Before we get to the Diamondbacks bullpen, slightly taxed coming into it. I do see it's a few decent arms available. I can still see them coming in this game, giving up another run or so, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Chris Sale on the mount. This guy's been dominant this season. 2.20 ERA, 102 whip. Did get lit up in his last start, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He does have a blow-up start like once a month. Hopefully that was his one blow-up start in his last outing. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup that's a top 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. But they do struggle a bit with certain lefties. The left-handed pitchers they struggle with is guys that have very good strikeout stuff, guys that don't walk a bunch of batters. That is who Chris Sale is. Really good strikeout to walk ratio, has very good splits against lefties, so he's going to see guys like Corbin Carroll and stuff in this lineup. Still no Perdomo. He's still marked as questionable, so I do like this spot here today for Chris Sale. He matches up very well against this Diamondbacks team. Very good strikeout stuff. I see him coming out here today dealing. Going about 7 innings where he gives up a run. Before we get to the back end of the Braves bullpen, they're in a really good spot here today to come in this game, shut down this Diamondbacks lineup. This game is going to be out in Atlanta. It's going to be a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. We do have a small gust of wind blowing from the diamond to the outfield. I don't really see it affecting it. It's like 3 to 4 miles per hour. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the over 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Drake Baldwin of the Braves to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Milwaukee Brewers in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. We got Gasser on the mount for the Brewers. We got Yamamoto on the mount for the Dodgers. Alright, getting into this game here, we got the left-handed pitcher Robert Gasser on the mount for the Brewers. This guy's been very mediocre for Milwaukee. 4.57 ERA, 122 whip. Does not walk a bunch of batters. The big knock on him is the hard hit rate. Prone to giving up a bunch of home runs, prone to giving up a bunch of hard hit balls overall. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Dodgers lineup that he saw once this season already. In that game, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. Here today, looking at the matchup for him, the Dodgers are still a top 10 team versus left-handed pitching, but yesterday they did nothing with Drohin. In the last 2 weeks, this offense has been terrible. I thought they were waking up after that Royals series, but after what happened yesterday, I'm not really too confident in this Dodgers offense once again. I can see Gasser coming out having a similar start to what Drohin had yesterday, going about 6 innings, giving up a run or 2. The Brewers bullpen was the reason we faded them yesterday. Did not like the arms available for the Brewers coming out the pen. We saw the arms coming out the Brewers bullpen blow the game, gave up a bunch of runs first before the Dodgers bullpen came in, of course. But the Brewers bullpen, they did what we expected them to do yesterday. Come in, give up 2 to 3 runs. Here today, I actually like the back end of this Brewers bullpen. They were able to rest a few of their key arms yesterday. I see those arms coming out the pen here today, giving up another run possibly, but shutting down this Dodgers lineup. On the other side, we got Yamamoto on the mount for the Dodgers. Really good season, 2.65 ERA, 0.89 whip. elite strikeout to walk ratio. The big knock on him has been the blow-up starts he's had this season. The blow-up starts usually comes against teams stacked with left-handed bats, teams that have high slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. He's not going to see a team with high slugging numbers. That's not what this Brewers team does, but they are a team stacked with lefties. They are a team still top 5 team versus right-handed pitching, hit for contact, very patient lineup. Looking at the pitch mix breakdown for Yamamoto and the matchup breakdown for him here today, I could see him having a quality start, going about 6 if not 7 innings. The Dodgers would want him to go at least 7 innings here today. Before we get to the back end of this Dodgers bullpen, they've been absolutely abysmal. They came in once again. Edwin came in the game, blew the game once again. I think they're moving him out of the closer role, so they're going to be putting somebody else to take over that role here today. This bullpen for the Dodgers is discombobulated. I do not like the pin here today for the Dodgers. I see the arms coming out the pin, coming in this game, giving up another 3 to 4 runs. This game is going to be out in Los Angeles, a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. We got a plus 12 home run percentage rated for this game. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the over 7.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Jackson Chourio of the Brewers for 2 total bases today. Alright, final game of the day. I'm actually waiting for 2 lines to come out. It's the Rangers Athletics lines and one more game. As soon as they come out, I'm going to put those plays in the pinned comments. But final game of the day, we got the Colorado Rockies in San Francisco taking on the Giants. We got Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. We got Landon Rupp on the mound for the Giants. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. This guy continues to be bad for Colorado. The ERA still high as hell. The whip still high as well. Looking at the matchup here today for him, this was actually rather surprising for me when I was looking at the numbers. In the last 2 weeks, this Giants team is the worst offense. In the last 10 games played, I mean, it's not even close looking at the numbers. I thought it was going to be like the Marlins or the Pirates or something, but it is the Giants and it's not close. Looking at the matchup here today for Kyle Freeland, for one, it's a road game for him. Has much better splits on the road. He's going to be seeing a lineup featuring only 4 right-handed bats. Has very good splits versus lefties, which this lineup is going to be primarily. Overall, I can see Kyle Freeland coming out having a really good game. His pitch mix really, I wouldn't say he matches up well against this team, but I don't see him struggling per se either. I can see him having a quality start, going 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to arrested Rockies bullpen, they've been actually surprising in the last 2 weeks. They've actually been playing much better than they've been in a long time. I do like the arms available for the Rockies to come out the pen, still give up another run or so. They're still a trash bullpen, but when I mean they're playing better in the last 2 weeks by their own standards, they're playing better, but still a trash bullpen overall. They'll come in this game, give up another 2 runs. On the other side, we got Landon Rupp. He's actually been really good this season for the Giants. Has had a few, well, he'll have like 2-3 games in a row where they're just blow-up starts, but still overall quality pitcher. Has some filthy stuff he throws. The big knock on him, in my opinion, is the walk rate. Walks a bunch of batters. Really doesn't struggle with either side of the plate. Doesn't have a high hard hit rate. It is that command. Walks a bunch of batters. High pitch count by the 4th, 5th inning. Then you get to the bullpen. Here today, looking at the matchup for him, I don't necessarily see him struggling. I could see him going about 5 innings, giving up a run or 2 before we get to the Giants bullpen. They're going to be the X factor for me in this game. For how bad the offense has been playing for this Giants team, the bullpen's been matching them. The bullpen in the last 30 games is a bottom 5 bullpen. I see the arms coming out the pin here today for the Giants, giving up another 2 to 3 runs when Landon Rupp leaves. Looking at the weather, we got 12 to 13 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Giants are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Colorado Rockies on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I like the over 7.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Mickey Moniak of the Rockies for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Have to restart the ladder play here today with a $10 bet, and we'll be placing that $10 bet on the New York Yankees on the run line. We're getting them at plus 118. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we'll be playing here today. We're going to start it off with Ben Rice of the New York Yankees, and we're going to wrap up the parlay with Drake Baldwin of the Atlanta Braves, a $10 2-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Detroit Tigers on the money line. We're then going to play the Washington Nationals on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Atlanta Braves on the run line. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're going to play here today. All money line picks. We're going to start it off with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. We're then going to play the San Diego Padres on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the New York Yankees on the money line. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Friday, we made it. Let's get this weekend started off right. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.